Welcome back to our channel US Coins World. Today, we're diving into the world of rare state $quarter coins. Some of these could be worth a small fortune. If you've got quarters lying around, you won't want to miss this. Let's find out if you're sitting on hidden treasure. So let's continue our today's video on Top 1. We're diving into a fascinating piece of American coinage history that could be hiding in your collection right now, the United States New Hampshire state quarter from the year 2000. Now, this might seem like just another state quarter to the untrained eye. But stick around, because the truth behind this coin's design, its rare errors, and collector demand might just surprise you. And at the end of this video, I'll tell you how one of these quarters has been valued at an unbelievable amount, so keep watching. Let's set the stage. The year 2000 was the beginning of a new millennium, and for US coin collectors, it was the peak of the 50-state quarters program, a groundbreaking initiative by the US Mint that honored each of the 50 states with its own unique quarter design. New Hampshire was the 9th state to be featured, and the coin quickly became a favorite among collectors for its bold and symbolic imagery. The design on this quarter is more than just decorative. On the reverse side, you'll see an iconic rock formation called the Old Man of the Mountain, a natural stone profile that was a beloved symbol of New Hampshire for generations. Sadly, this famous rock formation collapsed in 2003, just a few years after the coin was released, making the quarter even more meaningful and nostalgic for many. Above the image, you'll find the state motto, "Live free or die." It's one of the most powerful and uncompromising state mottos in the country, representing the spirit and independence of New Hampshire's people. Combine that with the historical timing and a limited release window, and you have a coin that's already fascinating from a collector's point of view. But what turns this already interesting coin into a rare and potentially valuable gem is the presence of minting errors, tiny mistakes that happen during production but now make certain versions of this quarter extremely desirable. Let's talk about these errors. The most sought-after variations of the 2000 New Hampshire quarter are those with off-center strikes, double die obverse or reverse, and coins struck on the wrong planchet, which means the design was stamped on a coin blank that was meant for a different denomination. These kinds of mint errors are rare, but when they occur, they create one-of-a-kind coins. And for collectors, that's pure gold. Some coins show doubling in the words, "Live free or die," or around the outline of the Old Man of the Mountain. Others might have been slightly misaligned during striking, causing a dramatic shift in the design placement. And the most elusive ones? They've been found with partial missing clad layers, revealing a coppery undertone that's not supposed to be there. These mistakes don't just make a coin unique, they can send its value skyrocketing. Imagine holding a quarter in your hand that looks ordinary at first glance, but upon closer inspection, reveals a rare error that only a handful of people in the world might possess. Collectors love these kinds of finds because they combine history, rarity, and beauty in one small piece of metal. And when demand meets rarity, the value climbs higher and higher. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. Believe it or not, one rare version of the 2000 New Hampshire quarter, featuring a rare and dramatic mint error, and found in pristine, uncirculated condition, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $86,000. Yes, you heard that right. A simple state quarter, if it has the right error and is in flawless condition, could be worth more than a luxury car or even a down payment on a house. So, the next time you're going through your spare change or old coin jar, keep an eye out for that New Hampshire quarter from the year 2000. Look closely for signs of errors, check the condition, and you just might discover a rare treasure hiding in plain sight. Top 2. We're going to talk about a coin that might seem pretty ordinary at first glance, but has a secret that could turn heads in the collector's market, the 2014 United States Shenandoah National Park quarter. Now you might be thinking, wait, 2014? That's not even that old. And you're right. But don't let its age fool you. This quarter, released as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters series, carries more value than most people realize, especially if you happen to have the right version with some very special features. Let's start with the story behind the design. The Shenandoah National Park quarter honors one of the most scenic and historic national parks in the eastern United States. Located in Virginia, Shenandoah is known for its breathtaking mountain views, rugged trails, and ancient Appalachian beauty. The coin's reverse features a hiker standing on Little Stony Man Summit, looking out over the rolling mountains, an image that captures the spirit of freedom, exploration, and natural wonder. It's one of the most beautifully detailed designs in the America the Beautiful series, and that alone makes it stand out in any collection. But as with many coins from the US Mint, it's not just the design that gets collectors excited, it's the rare variations and minting errors that truly make this quarter something special. So, what kind of errors should you be looking for? Well, the 2014 Shenandoah quarter has a few known and extremely rare mint errors that can send its value soaring. Some of the most prized include off-center strikes, where the image is misaligned on the coin. There are also double die errors, especially in the lettering or the fine details of the mountains and trees, caused when the coin is struck twice with a slight shift in position. These types of doubling errors are subtle, but if you know what to look for, they're like a golden ticket. There are also rare instances of coins struck on the wrong planchet, for example, a Shenandoah quarter design accidentally pressed onto a nickel or foreign coin blank. These types of errors are incredibly uncommon, but they've happened, and when they do, collectors are willing to pay big for them. And don't forget about coins with die cracks, cuds, or missing clad layers. A die crack looks like a raised vein or line running across part of the coin. A cud appears as a blob or lump where part of the design is missing. Missing clad layers can expose the inner copper, giving the coin a distinctive look and boosting its value instantly. Now here's the exciting part. While most 2014 Shenandoah quarters you find in circulation will only be worth face value, or maybe a couple dollars in great condition, the right error can change everything. Imagine finding a 2014 Shenandoah quarter with a major error, say a double die, off-center strike, and in nearly uncirculated condition. That combination of rarity, condition, and demand makes it a dream find for any collector, and yes, it has happened. One of these rare Shenandoah quarters, featuring a spectacular minting error and preserved in pristine condition, was recently appraised at an astonishing $83,000. That's right, $83,000 for a single quarter minted just over a decade ago. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your coin jars, your drawers, even your pocket change. That plain-looking 2014 quarter with a mountain view on the back might just be your ticket to a small fortune. Top 3. We're talking about the 2013 United States quarter that features Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial. At first glance, this coin might seem ordinary, but once you understand its history, unique design, and the rare errors tied to it, you'll never look at it the same way again. Now, this coin is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that honored some of the nation's most treasured parks and historic landmarks. The Perry's Victory quarter commemorates an important chapter in American history, the Battle of Lake Erie during the War of 1812. The memorial, located in Ohio, honors the bravery and leadership of Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry and celebrates more than just a battle. It symbolizes peace between the United States, Britain, and Canada after a period of deep conflict. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see the tall, towering column of the Peace Memorial, along with the heroic figure of Perry himself standing in solemn watch. It's a powerful image, one that reflects strength, leadership, and diplomacy. But beyond its artistic value, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Let's talk rarity. Most Perry's Victory quarters were minted for everyday use, millions of them. But as always, it's not just about how many were made, it's about how they were made. That's where things get interesting. Among the coins minted in 2013, a very small number featured unusual errors. And as any experienced collector will tell you, these errors can dramatically increase a coin's worth, sometimes by thousands of dollars. So what should you be looking for? One of the most sought-after errors in the Perry's Victory quarter is the double die error. That's when the coin design is accidentally stamped more than once, but slightly misaligned. You might see doubling in the details of Perry's figure, in the lines of the monument, or even in the inscriptions like United States of America or E Pluribus Unum. These subtle imperfections are pure gold in the eyes of a collector. There are also reports of off-center strikes, where the entire image is shifted away from the center of the coin, sometimes cutting off parts of the design. Other coins may show missing clad layers, revealing a raw copper core beneath the surface, giving the coin an unusual color and texture that immediately stands out. And let's not forget about strikes on the wrong planchet, where a quarter's design ends up stamped on a coin blank meant for another denomination. Those are incredibly rare and highly desirable. the condition of the coin plays a massive role too. A Perry's Victory quarter with a rare error that's also in mint or near mint condition. That's a collector's dream. Coins that have never entered circulation, with no scratches, discoloration, or wear, are much more valuable. Add in a unique error, and now you're talking serious money. The thrill of hunting for one of these special coins is what makes collecting so addictive. Every time you sort through your spare change or flip through a coin folder, there's the chance you'll stumble upon a hidden gem that most people would overlook. And the Perry's Victory quarter is exactly that, a hidden gem with huge potential. So, how much can one of these coins actually be worth? Well, here's the big reveal. A rare Perry's Victory quarter from 2013, featuring a significant minting error and preserved in flawless condition, has been valued at an incredible $80,000. Yes, you heard that right. $80,000 for one single quarter. That's the kind of coin that transforms a casual collector into a lifelong enthusiast. It's not just about money, it's about discovery, history, and the thrill of the hunt. So don't forget to check your coins. That seemingly ordinary 2013 quarter in your drawer could be something truly extraordinary. Top 4. We're diving into one of the most underrated coins in recent U.S. history. We're talking about the 2017 Ozark National Scenic Riverways quarter, a beautifully crafted piece of American coinage that's quickly becoming a hot topic in the world of collectors. You might have seen one of these before and never gave it a second thought. But after you hear what makes this coin special, you'll be flipping over every quarter you come across from now on. Let's start with the design. The Ozark quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, a stunning collection of quarters celebrating the national parks and historic sites across the United States. This particular coin honors the Ozark National Scenic Riverways in Missouri, known for its lush forests, sparkling waters, and rich biodiversity. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see a tranquil scene featuring Alley Mill, historic water-powered gristmill sitting beside a peaceful stream. It's not just a pretty picture, it's a symbol of a simpler time in American life, a nod to early settlers and the natural beauty they depended on. But here's where things get really interesting. While millions of these coins were minted for everyday use, only a tiny number came out of the mint with rare and valuable errors. These small mistakes, often invisible to the average person, are what transform a common coin into a collector's dream. Let's talk about the types of errors that make this coin stand out. Point 1. Of the most exciting errors found on some 2017 Ozark quarters is the double die error. This happens when the coin design is imprinted twice, slightly offset, creating a shadow-like effect. You might notice doubling on the lettering, like in the words United States of America, or E pluribus unum, or even in the lines of the mill and trees. It's subtle, but when you spot it, you'll know you're holding something rare. Another error to look for is the off-center strike, where the design is visibly misaligned. In extreme cases, part of the image or text can be completely cut off, which instantly boosts its value. Then there are the wrong planchet errors, where the quarter's design is accidentally stamped onto a coin blank meant for a different denomination, like a dime or a foreign coin. These are incredibly rare, but when they do appear, they're worth a serious premium. Don't forget about clad layer issues. Sometimes the outer layer of nickel is missing from the coin, revealing a coppery interior. These coins look different right away and are highly sought after. And let's not overlook die cracks or cuts, where a flaw in the minting die causes a raised line or blob on the coin's surface. These imperfections are like nature's fingerprints, no two are exactly alike. Now, it's important to mention that condition plays a major role. A rare error is great, but a rare error in pristine, uncirculated condition. That's where things get exciting. Collectors and dealers will pay top dollar for coins that are sharp, clean, and untouched by years of circulation, and here's where the treasure hunt begins. These coins are out there. In fact, some have already been discovered by ordinary people just checking their change. That's why collectors always say, check your quarters. Because the coin that could change your life might already be in your pocket. So now the question you've been waiting for, how much can one of these rare 2017 Ozark quarters actually be worth? Believe it or not, a rare Ozark quarter with a dramatic mint error and preserved in flawless condition has been valued at an incredible $77,000. Yes, $77,000. For a single quarter. It just goes to show, you don't need a vault full of gold to find value. Sometimes, all it takes is one small coin, a sharp eye, and a little bit of luck. If you enjoyed this story and want to discover more hidden gems in the world of coins, make sure to Top 5. We're diving into one of the most underrated state quarters in American coinage history, the 2002 Ohio State Quarter. This little coin, often overlooked and tossed into piggy banks or parking meters, could actually be worth far more than you ever imagined. Let's start with what makes this coin special. The Ohio Quarter was the 17th coin released in the 50-state quarters program, an ambitious and wildly popular initiative launched by the U.S. Mint that ran from 1999 to 2008. Each coin in the series featured a design unique to its state, celebrating the heritage, culture, and historical significance that helped shape the nation. For Ohio, the Mint chose a theme that truly soars, quite literally. On the reverse of the coin, you'll find the image of an early astronaut floating in space, paired with the Wright Flyer, the aircraft invented by Orville and Wilbur Wright. That's right, the coin proudly recognizes Ohio as the birthplace of aviation pioneers. And it's true, both the Wright brothers and legendary astronaut Neil Armstrong hailed from the Buckeye State. This design pays tribute to the groundbreaking contributions Ohio made to the skies and beyond. It's a stunning and thoughtful design. But what transforms this quarter from a tribute to a treasure is the presence of rare minting errors. You see, while millions of these coins were produced for general circulation, a very small number came out of the mint with mistakes. Errors that today have become the obsession of serious collectors and coin hunters across the country. Let's take a look at some of the rarest and most valuable errors found on the 2002 Ohio Quarter. First up is the double die error. This is when the coin's design is struck more than once, but slightly misaligned, causing a doubling effect. You might see this on the word Ohio, the outline of the Wright Flyer, or in the fine details of the astronaut figure. Spotting one of these takes a sharp eye, but once seen, they're unmistakable. Then there are off-center strikes, where the design doesn't line up with the center of the coin. Depending on how far off the strike is, these can be very rare and very valuable. Imagine the astronaut or plane being halfway off the edge of the coin. Now that's something a collector will pay serious money for. You'll also want to be on the lookout for coins struck on the wrong planchet, a fancy way of saying the design ended up on a blank intended for a different coin, like a nickel or a dime. These coins are immediate standouts and often one of a kind. And don't forget about clad layer errors, where part of the outer metal layer is missing, revealing a copper core underneath. These create a striking appearance and instantly draw attention in the collecting world. What's even more exciting? Some of these rare Ohio quarters have shown combinations of these errors, like a double die and a misstrike, making them incredibly scarce and highly prized. But here's the thing, these errors are not easy to find. You won't see them in every handful of quarters. That's what makes the hunt so thrilling. Each time you go through your change, there's a small chance you might just stumble upon a modern-day treasure, one most people would overlook. Condition is just as important. A coin with one of these rare errors that's also in mint or uncirculated condition is what collectors dream of. Crisp edges, clean fields, no signs of wear, these features can push a coin's value into the stratosphere. And that brings us to the big moment that you're probably wondering: just how much a rare and perfectly preserved Ohio State Quarter from 2002 could be worth if it has one of these special errors. Well, here it is. A 2002 Ohio Quarter, featuring a significant minting error and kept in flawless condition, has been valued at an incredible $75,000. That's right, $75,000. All for one small coin that most people wouldn't give a second glance. It just goes to show that in the world of numismatics, the smallest details can lead to the biggest surprises. So next time you're handed change at the store or dig through your old coin jar, take a closer look. Because hiding in that pile of quarters might just be your ticket to something extraordinary. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Ohio Quarter and want to hear more stories about valuable coins and hidden treasures, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a discovery. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.